All right, I'm a little sick, so I'm trying to make this video short so I can go ahead and take care of myself. Today I'm gonna tell you guys how to apply the three keys I talked about in the last video, which really they're not really keys; they're more like mechanisms. If you know what mechanisms are, um, um, good for you. But if you don't, I implore you to go look up into it. Don't worry about it. I'll try to keep this short. Um, Step one to applying the three keys that I told you about yesterday were to establish your goal. If you don't have a foundation, you nothing that you build on, or you won't have anything to build on. And if you have a weak foundation, nothing that you build will last. So essentially, what you want to do is that you want to establish or define your goal, and then go from there. You want to make sure that when you're defining your goal, that it's not something that is superficial or surface level. For example, if your goal is to have a lot of money or to be a millionaire, ask yourself why you want that, and then go from there. Get to the points of where you can't ask yourself any more questions, or there is a I don't know anymore, where you can't justify it anymore. And then once you have it to that level, you can use that as a foundation. Use that as a thought experiment of you trying to pursue or figure out what it is that, or what it is that motivates you to want that thing. And then once you have that, you can move on to step two, which is essentially is become active and don't be afraid to really fail. Essentially, what you want to do is you want to test your own knowledge and your own experience and your own capabilities before you go and pursue other knowledge or other insights. And that's not necessarily saying that you shouldn't go out and study or go to school or anything like that. That's just saying that you should put more confidence in your own capabilities and your skills and your interests, and see where that gets you. Because a lot of energy gets wasted when people start from ground zero when actually you were on level four. Um, a lot of times when I've studied something or I've taken interest in something, and listening to the course or listening to the person talk about the thing that I'm interested in, I already know the first few layers of what they're saying. It isn't until like the later stuff, which could be weeks or months, or it could be a whole hour or two, depending on what it is, that I actually start getting into new ground stuff. And I could have saved my time by analyzing what I already known, writing that down, and then going from there what I need, so I know what else I need to learn. I can pick up from where I already know. Um, Step three is for you to repeat the first two steps. You want to keep redefining and understanding what your foundation is and why you're doing the thing that you're doing. Um, and then step two is essentially you continuously testing yourself again to see if the thing that you're learning is something that's necessary. Well, if you already have the skills and capabilities of doing a thing, then why are you wasting time studying when you could be putting effort and energy into doing a thing? Not again, not saying that you shouldn't be studying, but you have to test to see if you have to justify the reason for you to study. You don't study just for the sake of studying, and don't study when you can act. Um, and then step four is essentially you want to make sure that you have a counter thought, opinion, idea, or concept that tests your will. It kind of just sounds like step three again, but it kind of is, or it kind of sounds like step one again, and it kind of is, but essentially, or step two, sorry. But essentially, all you're doing is, or the reason why you want to test your foundations, at least your goals, is because as we grow up and we experience more things and we engage more in the process of growing as an individual, we start to realize that the things that we wanted or the things that we were in pursuit of aren't actually what we want, or they aren't actually what we thought that they were. They don't end up coming out to be what all, they don't end up being all they're meant to be out to be. Sorry. Again, I'm sick. So yeah, hopefully they'll help you out. Make another video tomorrow. Sorry, this one's kind of a little jittery. And like I said, I'm a little sick. Thank you for watching. Bye.